We think we found a pretty good team. So I'm going to share this with you guys with Peach Blossom as well as a new Dark Cacao cookie. A lot of people have been asking for the subsets and the topping. So here we go. Let's look at the topping real quick. It's going to be finished here with the 5-serve chocolate. This is literally the same thing that I've had for a very long time with damage resist as well as cooldown here. And then for the biscuit, we are focusing on damage resist substance mainly. 3-second start finish here is what we want. And then we have Dark Cacao. Dark Cacao is a little different with the 5 swift chocolate here. Damage resist as well as cooldown. One important thing though is that Dark Cacao wants to have extra cooldown, making a total of at least 35.9% to have a 2-second start. And the reason why it's a 2-second start is available right now is because of the fact that Dark Cacao's skill has been decreased up to 13 seconds. All right, very, very good. And I think the darkness type damage as well as damage resist bypass are going to be both really, really great additional to the cooldown. Next one is going to be our Peach Blossom. We're going with damage resist as well as extra cooldown. With the biscuit as well, if you can get some extra cooldown, damage resist, you don't need damage resist bypass. I would say cooldown and damage resist are the two most important subsets for biscuit if you can get it, so that you can increase the survivability as well as some extra cooldown to use the skill. White Lily is going to be using 5 of Searing Raspberry as well as focusing on the damage resist and a bit of cooldown, but mainly on the attack and crit. As you can see, mine is a little jacked up with the maxed out damage resist bypass, or very close to damage resist bypass as much as possible, 53.9%. I would say try to get that with the at least 2 damage resist bypass, attack, crit also really, really work. White Lily is just there to deal as much damage as possible and, root them whenever possible. All right, Mystic Flower. You don't technically need to have a 2-second start for Mystic Flower for this particular build, in my opinion, because you have a 2-second cacao and then it kind of goes towards Peach Blossom and then to White Lily and then to Mystic Flower. You want to definitely focus on the damage resist and then extra cooldown as much as possible too. Extra cooldown, all are just going to help out. If you're focusing on the cooldown to 2-second is 44.5%, right? But again, damage resist is going to be very important. For the treasures, we have the watch as well as the feather and the vial. I think you can technically, if your cookies are surviving, you can use the regular build of watch as well as scroll and jelly, the whistle, if you want to. But as of right now, this team's been pretty darn good. So let's go. All right, so this one, they also have the feather as well as vial with the jelly watch. So let's see how this one goes. So Swift Chocolate and Peach Blossom can be good inside of something like possibly World Exploration or the Beasties, but inside of Arena, the reason why you don't want to is because Peach Blossom is technically still kind of squishy. So without Solid Almond, it's going to be pretty hard. One good thing about Peach Blossom and why Peach Blossom can be used inside of the arena is because not only to the additional healing, but the Heavenly Fruit gives damage resist, debuff resist, and then we also do have amplified empathy damage and duration is decreased by 80%. And additional to that, if any of the cookies are targeted by apathy, you get extra buff too. So that's why Peach Blossom increases survivability for not only Dark Cacao, but all the other cookies as well. So this one has the monocle. A lot of people have been using monocle too. So let's see what this is. All right, here we go. So this one's the monocle one. Some people are asking about Hete. I think Hete is possible to be used too. But the only downside to Hete compared to someone like Peach Blossom is Peach Blossom is an actual healer and a buffer. Hete does have the unique ability of getting rid of debuff immunity and such, but I think to increase overall survivability of your cookies, Peach Blossom does it way better. And then, of course, at the 1-minute mark, our White Lily is just going to do insane damage because Peach Blossom, again, kind of increased the overall, survivability as well. So you can see the healing is pretty good, too. Of course, it's not insane, and Peach Blossom did die midway. But we do have, increasing overall survivability of someone like White Lily. It just means everything. Like, look at the damage output because our White Lily survived. This one's a classic, or kind of like a classic one. They did add the Vial. The Vial does have the attack as well as crit resist as well. So let's see how this one goes. All right, so here we go. Yeah, depending on what team you verse though, you're going to be able to see that it goes from Dark Cacao to Mystic Flower to the 2 second because someone like our Peach Blossom is getting rooted, silenced, and things like that, which, you know, Mystic Flower skips the rooting part. But there you go. Kind of insane too. So the main difference between having the Vial or the Whistle is, again, can you pair it well with something like the Feather? And also, the Whistle gives a lot of extra attack as well as crit percentage and the damage resist, but it's only for 2 cookies, right? However, for Vial is going to be giving something called crit resist, which means that your cookies are going to take less crit damage, right? So that additional to the attack percentage, and then if you die, somebody dies, and then Feather pops, you know, you have extra double that effect of getting up to 50% and then extra 60% attack, right? So that's kind of like the biggest difference right now between having something like the Whistle as well as something like the Vial. Vial is increasing the survivability of all the cookies. This is an interesting team. Okay, Frost Queen as well. Let's see how this one goes. 3-star Awaken. Okay, let's go. All right. Yeah, the downside of having a Hollowberry is that Hollowberry slows down the Dark Cacao skills. So, but they do have a Frost Queen, which is interesting, and the Hollowberry to keep that Frost Queen alive. Let's see how it goes. Our Peach Blossom's thing is so good though. The debuff resist, damage resist, attack, damage resist. We have the Feather and Vial to get even more resists. And there we go. 5-star Ascension, 3-star Awaken. It's about the team, guys. It's about the team. At a certain point, it's about the team. There we go. 9 million and 15 million from White Lily. But yeah, overall, I think it's a great team. Good team that Wolfy Jen kind of mentioned to me real quick. Pulled it up. I would say if you can get it to the 2-second start with Mystic Flower, it's actually going to be the best result. Depending on what team you're versing, it's going to go from Dark Cacao to Mystic Flower, depending on if you have a Silence and a Root. If you don't, then you're going to have to go from Dark Cacao to Peach Blossom. So having that option, right, to have the 2-second start at 44.5% cooldown is going to be good. Of course, not everyone's going to have it, but still, you know, having as much cooldown as possible in Mystic Flower will be the best option. So you go from here to this, to this, to this, or from this to this, this. All right. It just depends on what kind of team you verse. But yeah, it's a great team overall. I think it's a good starting point for where the meta is going right now by not changing too many things, but still adding the new things in.